Okay, so this is recording number 2 on the weekend of the 20th of July 2023. So, question. Those of you who think you are astute students of Eastern philosophy. So, you probably know that the opposite of the yin is the yang. So, two questions. One, of exactly which branch of philosophy, is this concept of balance, of balance in nature, the yin and the yang, the opposites, one following the other. Second question is, which is the good side, the yin or the yang? That is the issue now, only because now we're going to talk about the metaphorical yin and the metaphorical yang. The yin being my experience Friday at approximately 3 o'clock in the afternoon at Spring Creek Golf Course. And it's some weird town just north of Richmond, Virginia on I-64. A little gated community there. And the four, what's the word for Virginia fans? Yahoo or Cavaliers. Sorry, I can't remember which one it is. A rather cavalierish yahoos that I ran into there. One of them a little bit old to be a little young and cavalierish. The other one's more or less middle to late 30s, early 40s, and so forth. The opposite of those four douchebags. The four douchebags of Spring Creek. Let's talk about another course that I've played rather infrequently, although I've lived in the area for quite some time, still rather infrequently. And the experience that I had there the next day as I went there to have a mind cleansing of the experience I had at Spring Creek in on it's really central Richmond. Anyway, so let's talk about, drumroll please, the club at PB Die in, I believe it's Idgemsville, just as Worthington Manor is. This course is actually a really about a half mile east of Worthington Manor, and I believe on 80, but you have to go 80 east of 270 to get to Whiskey Creek, and a little south of there, Urbana, to get to Little Bennett, if Little Bennett is actually still open. I don't know if they are or not, but I played at Whiskey Creek recently. So the course PB Die, in the area of people who know golf courses, it puts a shiver in your heart. I played PB Die twice before now, and let me tell you, both times it was a tough course. I played it the first time. It was a little bit wild and uncut, and this was a while ago, 15 years ago or so. Long and wild, and very tight. For me, I had a lot of trouble staying out of the rough on the course. The second time I played it, it was late summer or something, midsummer, and it was bone dry. Some of the sand traps were badly in need of repair, and the course itself was bone dry. So we go out here, and I go out and play yesterday, on this course. Get there about 12:30, and I'm like shocked, to be honest, because it looked just like a very different facility. First thing is you're driving up this Dr. Hardy Road or something that comes off of 355, and you're going, I guess it's southwest, and the turn even is different. I don't know what the deal is. The clubhouse, everything is really the same, and everything is in the same place. There's the little golf school. When you come in, you pass that. There's the main clubhouse, and then there's the restaurants, which are sort of 2 and 3, right? And also the shack where the golf carts are maintained and kept and so forth. It just looks very different. It's always, like I said, I've only been there a couple times, and I can think of at least one of the course that has the same or similar look and feel which is Bull Run in Manassas. But this course, it's just really nice now. I had the fortune of playing in my group with a guy who had just started to play golf within the last 3 years, learned how to play during COVID, and another guy who was the legal advisor, I guess the lawyer for the course, knew PB Dye, was friends with him and so forth. I can't really drop names, not going to drop names here, but I'm going to say that we had a great round. It was a little slow without a question. But it's just such a different experience. I have to say, it's really such a different experience playing a course where when you played it the last time, you were really not that good, just struggling, not that good at all. And then I come out and play it, and I'm just casually, waltzing around the course from the back tees. Almost all my tee shots are falling in, all my approach shots, my long irons, my woods, everything's falling into place. I'm only having the occasional, barf here and there because I'm a little bit cold. Pull a 5-iron a little bit left off the tee on number 2, and it gets up in the rails and goes in the weeds somewhere. On most courses, that shot would have been findable, at least. It was literally just barely off the green, and I lost it. It wasn't that I didn't lose any balls or didn't lose any shots, but I literally got to the point where I was playing really, really well, just casually playing, and had just the run of the course, literally, all the way until we got to like the number 7th tee, and I fan went off to the right into the long grass between, I think it's number 9 and number 7. But I was having such an easy time on the course that I fell into a trap that you can have when this happens. You don't take it seriously enough. And so I did lose some balls. I lost my approach shot on number 18 into the green, just trying to play a vertical 6-iron, and just had no idea where the ball went. It just disappeared. Lost a ball into the green on number 6. I hit a slightly fanned open 6-iron again, although not nearly as bad as it was the last one. And I was trying to play the wind back into the green, and the wind just stopped right then, and the ball just hit the corner of the lake, right where the green is. Hit the rock. I heard it from all the way back there. Hit the rock and splash. Would have been just fine if it was like 2 feet to the left. It'd been fine. And the thing about it is that the course is still not easy, but there's a difference between the front side and the back side in that the front side, while it does have some technically blind shots depending on how far you're hitting the ball, it's still playable. You can still kind of wait a few minutes or a minute or so for the group ahead of you, and they'll trundle out there in the view somewhere. On the back side, it's tight enough and blind enough, has enough verticality where you can be really surprised by the fact that somebody's out of view, but they're literally just 15 to 20 feet out of view. They're out of view barely, And if you're hitting shots offline to the point where they're going, off to the right out of view or off to the left out of view, you can easily end up hitting into a group. And the oddest thing happened is we started to play irons because the backside got so backed up so slow. We started playing irons, and then the problem with playing irons off the backside is it's even more blind shots. You cannot see who's ahead of you. So they tried to put some technology in to help with that. They have forward trackers on the carts where they supposedly show the carts ahead of you on a GPS, but on apparently due to some technical issues, they don't work really reliably on the far left side of the course away from the clubhouse. But they do work coming into the clubhouse from the front. And on the 10th, 11th, 12th, you do kind of actually get this to work, which is kind of cool. But you need to know what the vertical layout is as much as the horizontal layout is, because this course has a lot of crossing creeks, a lot of waste divots, depressions and so forth. And on the backside, it is really, really hard to hit long shots where you can't see because you just don't know what's ahead of there unless you've played the course enough times to know it really well. But I will say this, had a great time playing the course. Course was looking very good. I've seen a lot of lush courses this summer with all the rain and so forth, and this course was looking normal. Okay, good, like a normal course. For the first time I've seen it, that I played it, and I almost went back and played another 9, but I was like, man, I just got to do something. I just played 36 holes in 2 days. I got to do something else. So a good round, good course, very nice. The price was, I think it was like 120, 120 for 18 holes, 1230 on a Saturday, versus these goofballs at Spring Creek who were charging 150 for midday on a Friday. 150 for a course that's nowhere near as good as, I would say, a lot of courses. It's not true. I should take that back. Let's put this in perspective, okay? The front side of Spring Creek was actually pretty nice, although short, still nice. The back side was more or less a waste of time, honestly. So I would say really that course is worth no more than $80, to be honest. To be absolutely honest. It was short, and only really half the course was really worth playing. Okay? The PB die doesn't really have any part of the entire 18 holes which matches the front side of Spring Creek. But the whole course is much more consistent, much better balanced, a much better challenge, much harder to putt on. I would say not significantly tighter or tight of a problem. It can be a problem if you have trouble spraying balls. PB die will give you fits. It really will, because it's somewhat forgiving, but not forgiving. There's a big difference, okay? And a course like Spring Creek is more forgiving because it's wider almost all the way from tee to green, but it's still got waste. You still got woods. You can still put balls in the woods pretty easily, but it's not as tight. It's just not as tight as PB die is. And even though PB die is not really that long, of course, either, I think it wasn't like I was playing a bunch of really long par fives on PB die either. Okay, it's just tighter to the point where you really need to have a decent game to play that course even halfway decently. And I think that's the thing. It's a scary, tight enough course where people start to get a little timid and a little bit whiffly ball off the tee or off their irons and so forth. And if you don't come out there and swing confidently on that course, you are going to lose a lot of balls on that course. And I will be honest, I lost, I don't know, maybe 5, which for me is not much. That's if I usually I've played courses where I'll lose 10. I've lost a whole 12 pack of balls on a course, and I've had courses where I've lost 3 balls. But the problem with it is I usually find at least a couple of balls, and if I'm lucky and I find a spot where I find 5, 6, 7 balls like I did the other day at Potomac Shores, I'll make more balls. I'll find more balls at that one spot than I lost the entire round. So I can't really go on that. I can say that it was a very different type of layout than a lot of courses that I've played, and most courses that I play. It's just totally different from Worthington Manor, from Whiskey Creek. It's a kind of a square parking lot kind of course, but within those constraints, it is an awesome course. It is a really nice course. It is a good course to play. It's a good challenging course without it being a total ball breaker, but it is a consistently good challenging course. And I enjoyed playing it very, very much. And with all that said, I would give it a B plus as a golf course. It's an awesome technical course, but it is a technical course. It's not like one of those landscape kind of, it does have a few nice views from it, which I was able to get on my cell phone. Light was good and so forth, but it's still mostly a technical course. But at the same time, it was a very nice, well done situation in terms of playing golf. A lot of people up there in izods and shorts and so forth, and no way it was like No way it was like one of those, lower class backwoods, kind of courses. It was a frontline course, very nice clubhouse, nice menu, just really nice. And I would definitely give it a B or B star, somewhere in that range. I mean, you have to kind of take into consideration the fact that it is a lot of back and forth and back and forth and back and forth on that course for probably half the course. Then the other half is out and back from the clubhouse on the sides. It does have a fair number of blind shots or close to blind shots off the tee where you really have to be careful hitting them, because there could be somebody right up above that or past that upper lip or that rise or something like that. You really have to take an extra minute or two, maybe 5 minutes, to be careful that you're not hitting into somebody else. So that's PB Die. Had I would say one of the better rounds that I've had this year on that course, and just totally, totally different from what happened at Spring Creek. I would tell anyone that Spring Creek is a decent course, but you do not want to have anything to do with the people that are members there. And I will say that for the whole membership. I don't care who they are. Just don't deal with any of the members. Just don't deal with them. Let them be members and play by their members' own rules and all that kind of shit. Okay? Just keep to yourself and don't deal with them. I would say that for almost any members course, just let the members be members. They're kind of like little kids that have a lot of money. They've grown up and have a lot of money, and they're spoiled. They're almost always like that. Every time I play with anybody who's a member at any course, that's kind of like what they're like. And I will make an exception for Dave, because he's a man in his 80s. I think this guy's name was Dave Grohl or Dave Grosh or something like that. He's a man in his 80s. He's been around. He knows, how it works. He's not some middle-aged, high-powered lawyer or high-powered doctor or some nonsense like that, who thinks he's hot shit because he's a member at a course that charges $35,000 or $4,000 for a yearly membership. You're going to be a member at a golf course, and that matters to you. At least get a membership at a course that's going to cost serious money. Not some $2,500 course for membership. Otherwise, you might as well just pay the public fees, to play there. Which is one reason why I have not become a member. And I've honestly thought about being a member at a lot of courses, but I always end up walking away from it going, if I were to become a member at this course, that means that I would be constrained to play there more than I want to. There are courses I like to play regularly. I don't want to have to play there to feel like I get my money's back for my membership. So that's that. PB Die, nice round. I played at Worthington Manor recently. That was a nice round. Definitely played better than I've ever played there before. I mean, I really had a good time there. Blew a couple of holes, but literally lost my ball off the 10th tee in front of a group of 3 guys. But otherwise, had a great time. West, I want to say Westgate, but that's not it. I don't think it is. Westfields, Twin Lakes. Haven't really, I played a lot at Rock Harbor also. Haven't really gone outside of my comfort zone lately or played at other courses except for these 2 weekends that I normally play. But I'm trying to break out of the rut of playing courses that I have played dozens of times. I played down at Pack Saddle Ridge about a month and a half ago. Had a good time playing there. That was hot. That day was very hot, very stunning, very sticky. Still had a great time. Drank a bunch of beer. Had a great time playing it. And I played the Raven about a month and a half ago, which was a great round of golf. But boy, oh boy, is that course a pain in the ass to get to and to come back. So I don't know if I'm going to go out to Deep Creek, but I will definitely have to try to play some more courses in Pennsylvania, I think, going forward. There really isn't a whole lot that I haven't played between here and the North Carolina border, heading south, except maybe down in Virginia or Ocean City. Anyway, so that's 20 minutes, and I hope you guys had a great time listening to me babble on for a good hour today.